Braille TV, Zork, How to Play and Walk Through, accessible MIT version, FROTZ on the FROTZ app.
Part 3 of 3.
Character mode. Insertion point at start. Use the rotor to access misspelled words. L. Living room. You are in the living room. There is a door to the east. To the west is a sidewalk-shaped hole and an old wooden door, above which is some strange gothic lettering lying beside an open trapdoor. There is a trophy case here. L-O-O-K space. Space equals I-N space in V-S-D-D-S-V-C-A-S-E. Looking case. In a trophy case on a red crystal sphere, a lamp, a huge diamond, a jade figurine, a sapphire bracelet, a clockwork canary, a beautiful brass bauble, gold cup.
Hi and welcome back to Braille TV and part 3 of the MIT version of Zork. Now if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please subscribe and select all notifications. That way as soon as I release new content you're notified straight away. And if this is not your first time here, then welcome back. I appreciate you very much. So we're going to do part 3 of the MIT version of Zork. So we're going to need a few items here. Let's see what we have in our inventory.
You're carrying a torch. Command.
Okay, so we need the brick.
G-E-T space B-R-I-K. Get brick. Taken. G-E-T space W-I-R-E.
Get wire.
Get wire. Taken. G-E-T space. Get M-A-T-C-H.
Get match.
Get match. Taken. G-E-T B-O-O-K.
Get book.
Get book. Taken. Command.
Do a quick inventory.
You're carrying a tool guide book, a matchbook, a wire coil, a brick, a torch. Command.
We need our lamp.
G-E-T space L-A-M. Get lamp. Taken. Command.
And I think that should do us. So let's head on down to the volcano room. So let's go down to the cellar.
D. Down. Cellar. Greater than sign.
East to the trial room.
E. The trial room. Greater than sign.
North once.
N. East-west passage. Greater than sign.
Down twice.
D. Down. Reservoir south. Greater than sign.
We're at the reservoir, so we head west towards the stream.
W. Stream view. Greater than sign.
Then we go north to the glacier room.
N. Glacier room. A massive ice fills the western half of the room. Command.
So here we need to light our lamp.
L-I-G-H-T L-A-M. Light lamp. The lamp is now on. Command.
Now we need to melt that glacier. So what we're going to do is throw the ice at the... Now we're going to need to melt that glacier. So we're going to throw the torch at the ice.
T-H-R-O space T-O-R-C-A space A-T space I-C-E. Throw torch at ice. The torch hits the glacier and explodes into a ball of flame, devouring the glacier. The water from the melting glacier rushes downstream, carrying the torch with it. In the place of the glacier, there is a passageway leading west. Command.
Now, we're going to get that torch on the way back. It's still a treasure, so we're going to need every point we can get. So let's go west to the ruby room.
Ruby room. This is a small chamber behind the remains of the Great Glacier. To the south and west are small passageways. On the floor lies a ruby. Command. G-E-T-R-U-B-Y.
So get ruby.
Get ruby. Taken. Command.
And we go west again.
Lava room. This is a small room whose walls are formed by an old lava flow. There are exits here to the west and the south. Command.
And let's go south to the bottom of the volcano.
Volcano bottom. You're at the bottom of a large dormant volcano. High above you, light may be seen entering from the cone of the volcano. The only exit here is to the north. There is a very large and extremely heavy wicker basket with a cloth bag here. Inside the basket is a metal receptacle of some kind. Attached to the basket on the outside is a piece of wire. The basket contains a cloth bag, a braided wire, a receptacle. Command.
Okay, so the first thing we need to do is get inside that basket.
G-E-T space B-A-S-K. Get in basket. You are now in the basket. Command.
Now open receptacle.
O-O-R-E-C. Open receptacle. You open the receptacle. Command. P-U-T space B-O-O-K I-N space R-E-C.
Put book in receptacle.
Put book in receptacle. You put the tool guide book in the receptacle. Command.
Now we're going to light a match.
L-I-G-H space M-A-T-C-H. Light match. One of the matches starts to burn. Command. B-U-R-N space B-O-O-K I-T space with M-A-T-C-H.
Burn book with match.
Burn book with match. The tool guide book burns inside the receptacle. The cloth bag inflates and fills with hot air. Command.
We need to do a lot of waiting in this game. We're going to wait for the balloon to inflate. Then after it's inflated for a while, we're going to float upwards.
Z. Wait. Time passes. The match is gone out. Command. Z. Wait. Time passes. Command.
So inside the volcano here, there's 2 different ledges that we need to land on. So again, it's going to take us a while to do that. So
Z.
let's hit Z and see what happens.
Wait. Time passes. The balloon rises slowly from the ground. Volcano core, you are in the basket. The basket contains a blue label, a cloth bag, a braided wire, a receptacle. The receptacle contains a toy guidebook. Command.
Let's wait again.
Z. Wait. Time passes. Command. Z. Wait. Time passes. Command.
Like I said, there's a lot of waiting. It's a bit slow, but that's part of the game. So what do you do?
Z. Wait. Time passes. Command. Z. Wait. Time passes. The balloon ascends. Volcano near small edge. You're about 200 feet above the volcano floor. Looming up is the rim of the volcano. There is a small ledge on the west side. You're in the basket. The basket contains a blue label, a cloth bag, a braided wire, a receptacle. The receptacle contains a toy guidebook. Command.
Let's try going west and see what happens.
W. Narrow ledge. You are on a narrow ledge looking inside an old dormant volcano. This ledge appears to be about in the middle between the floor below and the rim above. There is an exit here to the south. You're in the basket. The basket contains a blue label, a cloth bag, a braided wire, a receptacle. The receptacle contains a toy guidebook. There is a small hoop attached to the rock here in the room. On the floor is a gold Zork MIT coin, a valuable collector's item in the room. Command.
Okay, so we're on a small ledge, so we need to tie the braided wire to the hook.
I-T-I-E space type B-R-A-I-E-E-I-I-D-E-D space W-I-R-E-T-O-H-O-O-K. Tie braided wire to hook. The balloon is fastened to the hook. Command.
Okay, so the balloon is fastened now, so we can leave the basket.
L-E-A-V-E. Leave. You're on your own thing again. Command.
So we can get coins.
G-E-T-C-O-O-N. Get coin. You can't see any such thing. G-E-T-C-O-I-N. Get coin. Taken. Command.
So let's go south to the library.
S. Library. This is a room which must have been a large library, probably for the royal family. All the shelves appear to have been gnawed to pieces by unfriendly gnomes. To the north is an exit. There is a blue book here. There is a green book here. There is a purple book here. There is a white book here. Command.
Now, in one of these books, there is a stamp, so have a look. So I'm going to open the purple book.
Open P. U. P. Open up. You can't see any such thing. P. U. 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 R. P. Open purple. You open the purple book, revealing the stamp. Command. G. E. T. S. T. A. M.
Get stamp.
Get stamp. Taken. Command.
So now we can head north back to the basket.
N. Narrow ledge. There is a very large and extremely heavy wicker basket with a cloth bag here. Inside the basket is a metal receptacle of some kind. Attached to the basket on the outside is a piece of wire. The basket contains a blue label, a cloth bag, a braided wire, a receptacle. The receptacle contains a toy guidebook. The basket is anchored to a small hook by the braided wire. Command. G. E. T. I. N. B. A. S. K.
Get in basket.
Get in basket. You are now in the basket. Command. U. N. T. I. E. B. R. A. I. D. E. D. W. I. R. E. F. R. O. M. H. O. O. K.
Untie braided wire from hook.
Untie braided wire from hook. The wire falls off of the hook. Command.
And so we go back to waiting, so hit the letter Z.
Z. Wait. Time passes. Command. Z. Wait. Time passes. Command.
So we've got to keep going up to another ledge.
Z. Wait. Time passes. The balloon leaves the ledge. Volcano near small edge. You are in the basket. The basket contains a blue label, a cloth bag, a braided wire, a receptacle. The receptacle contains a toy guidebook. Command.
Now, if we go too high and miss the ledge, the balloon will rip open and will crash and we'll end up dying. So just be very careful.
Z. Wait. Time passes. Command. Z. Wait. Time passes. Command. Z. Wait. Time passes. Command. Z. Wait. Time passes. The balloon ascends. Volcano near the ledge. You are in the basket. The basket contains a blue label, a cloth bag, a braided wire, a receptacle. The receptacle contains a toy guidebook. Command.
And let's head east to see what happens.
E. I'm afraid you can't control the balloon this way. Command.
Try going west.
W. I'm afraid you can't control the balloon this way. Command.
So we're still got to wait a little bit more for it to go up.
Z. Wait. Time passes. Command. Z. Wait. Time passes. The balloon ascends. Volcano near white ledge. You are in the basket. The basket contains a blue label, a cloth bag, a braided wire, a receptacle. The receptacle contains a toy guidebook. Command.
So let's go try going east.
E. White ledge. You are on the white ledge high to the volcano. The rim of the volcano is about 200 feet above and there is a precipitous drop below to the bottom. There is a small door to the south. You are in the basket. The basket contains a blue label, a cloth bag, a braided wire, a receptacle. The receptacle contains a toy guidebook. There is a small hook attached to the rock here in the room. Command. T. I. E. B. R. I. I. R. R. A. I. D. E. D. W. I. R. E. T. O. H. O. O. K.
Tie braided wire to hook.
Tie braided wire to hook. The balloon is fastened to the hook. Command.
Now you're going to leave the basket.
L. E. A. V. E. Leave. You are on your own thing again. Command.
Now, in this next part here, we need to be really careful and really quick on what we do. So let's go south.
S. Dusty room. You are in a dusty old room which is virtually featureless, except for an exit on the north side. Embedded in the far wall, there is a rusty old box. It appears that the box is somewhat damaged, since an old hole has been chipped out of the front of it. Command.
Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of space here to hit pause and play to restart it. So if you've restarted, I'm going to put the brick in the hole.
P. U. T. B. R. I. C. K. R. N. A. O. L. E. Put the brick in the hole. You put the brick into the hole. Command. P. U. T. W. I. R. E. I. N. Space. B. R. I. C. K.
Put wire in brick.
Put the wire in brick. You put the wire coil into the brick. Command.
Now let's light one more match.
L. I. G. A. T. M. A. T. C. H, light match. One of the matches starts to burn. Command L, G, A, T, space, light. W, I, R, E. W, W, space, W, I, T, A, space, with M, A, T, C, H.
Light wire with match.
Light wire with match. The wire starts to burn. Command
So let's get out here, go north.
N, wire ledge. There is a very large and extremely heavy wicker basket with a cloth bag here. Inside the basket is a metal receptacle of some kind. Attached to the basket on the outside is a piece of wire. The basket contains a blue label, a cloth bag, a braided wire, a receptacle. The receptacle contains a tool guidebook. The basket is anchored to a small hook by the braided wire. The match is gone out. Command
So we're going to wait here. We're going to wait here for an explosion.
Z. Wait. Time passes. There is an explosion nearby. Command
So let's go back south.
S, dusty room. Greater than sign.
Now we can get the card.
G, E, T, space, get C, A, R, D, get card, taken. G, E, T, space, get C, R, O, W, N,
Get crown.
get crown, taken. Command
So let's go north back to the basket.
N, wire ledge. There is a very large and extremely heavy wicker basket with a cloth bag here. Inside the basket is a metal receptacle of some kind. Attached to the basket on the outside is a piece of wire. The basket contains a blue label, a cloth bag, a braided wire, a receptacle. The receptacle contains a tool guidebook. The basket is anchored to a small hook by the braided wire. Command G, E, T, I, space, in, V, A, S, K.
Get in basket.
Get in basket. You are now in the basket. U, N, T, I, E, space, and I. Space, E, I, T, N. N, T, I, E, space, and I. B, R, A, I, D, E, D, space, W, I, R, E, space, F, R, O, M, space, H, O, O, K.
Untied braided wire from hook.
Untied braided wire from hook. The wire falls off of the hook. You may recall the recent explosion. Well, probably as a result of that, you hear an ominous rumbling, as if one of the rooms in the dungeon had collapsed. Command
So let's hit Z.
Z, wait. Time passes. Command
And again.
Z, wait. Time passes. Command
So this ledge is going to collapse here shortly. So I'm going to close receptacle.
C, L, O, S, E, space, R, E, C. Close receptacle. You close the receptacle. The balloon leaves the ledge. Volcano near white ledge. You are in the basket. The basket contains a blue label, a cloth bag, a braided wire, a receptacle. Command
Now that I've closed the receptacle, the balloon will start to go all the way back down to the bottom of the volcano. So again, it's a waiting time.
Z, wait. Time passes. Command I beg your pardon. Command I beg your pardon. Z, wait. Time passes. Command Z, wait. Time passes. Command Z, wait. Time passes. The balloon descends. Volcano near the ledge. You are in the basket. The basket contains a blue label, a cloth bag, a braided wire, a receptacle. Command
Now it won't be long before the second ledge collapses.
Z, wait. Time passes. Command Z, wait. Time passes. Command
So just keep hitting Z and going all the way back down to the bottom of the volcano.
Z, wait. Time passes. The ledge collapses, giving you a narrow escape. Command
Okay, so that second ledge just collapsed. So keep going down.
Z, wait. Time passes. The balloon descends. Volcano near small ledge. You are in the basket. The basket contains a blue label, a cloth bag, a braided wire, a receptacle. Command Z, wait. Time passes. Command
Keep hitting Z
Z, wait. Time passes. Command
and wait for the balloon to hit the bottom of the volcano.
Z, wait. Time passes. Command Z, wait. Time passes. The balloon descends. Volcano core. You're about 100 feet above the bottom of the volcano. The top of the volcano is clearly visible here. You're in the basket. The basket contains a blue label, a cloth bag, a braided wire, a receptacle. Command
So hit Z and keep waiting.
Z, wait. Time passes. Command
And we're not far from the bottom now.
Z, wait. Time passes. Command Z, wait. Time passes. Command
And I think one more time we should be at the bottom.
Z, wait. Time passes. The balloon has landed. Volcano bottom. You are in the basket. The basket contains a blue label, a cloth bag, a braided wire, a receptacle. Command L, E, A, V, E. Leave. You are on your own feet again. Command
Okay, so we left the basket. So here we go south.
S, S. There is a wall there. Command
Sorry, here we go north.
N, lava room. Greater than sign.
We go west.
W, ruby room. Greater than sign.
West again. Oh no, sorry, south.
S, glacier room. Greater than sign.
Now we go into the north to the river.
N, stream view. You're standing on a path beside a gently flowing stream. The path travels to the north and the east. There is a burned out ivory torch here. Command
So get the torch.
G, E, T, O, R, C, H. Get torch. Taken. Command
Even though the torch is busted, it's still a treasure. So let's go east back to the reservoir.
E, reservoir south. You are in a long room to the north of which was formerly a reservoir. However, with the water level low, there is nearly a wide stream running through the center of the room. Command
So let's go north 3 times to the Atlantis room.
N, Atlantis room. Greater than sign.
Up to the
U,
cave.
up, cave. This is a small cave with an entrance to the north and a stairway leading down. Command N,
North to the mirror room.
mirror room. Greater than sign.
West twice to the slide room.
W, slide room. Greater than sign. G, O, S, L, R, D, E.
Go slide all the way back down to the cellar.
Press slide. You tumble down the slide. 4 full stop. Cellar. Greater than sign.
Then go up into the living room.
Up, living room. There is a trophy case here. Command D-R-O-P space A-L-L-I-C-A-S-E.
Drop all in case.
Drop all in case. Bird out, Ivy Torch, none. Crown, none. Card, none. Step, none. Priceless or mid, none. Ruby, none. Lamp, none. Matchbook, none. Command.
So we need our lamp.
G-E-T space L-A-M. Get map. Taken. Command. G-E-T space. Get. M-A-T-C-H.
Get match.
Get match. Taken. Command.
And let's do another save.
S-I-V-E. Cancel. Text field is editing. Copy. O-L-C-A-N-O. Save. Okay. Command.
So we're going to work our way back to the Grail room so we can go to Hades. So let's go down to the cellar.
D. Down. Cellar. Greater than sign.
East to the trial room.
E. The troll room. This is a small room with passages off in all directions. Bloodstains and deep scratches, perhaps made by an axe. Mother walls. Command. N.
North once.
N. East-west passage. This is a narrow east-west passageway. There is a narrow stairway leading down at the north end of the room. Command.
Down twice.
D. Down. D. Down. Reservoir south. Greater than sign.
North 3 times to the Atlantis room.
N. 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 Atlantis room. Greater than sign. U.
Up to the cave.
Up. Cave. Greater than sign.
North to the mirror room.
N. N. Mirror room. Greater than sign.
So we need to go from this mirror room to the other mirror room. So we can do that by rubber mirror.
R. U. B. Space. M. I. R. R. O. R. Mirror. There is a rumble from deep within the earth and the room shakes. Mirror room. Greater than sign.
So let's go from here we go north.
N. N. Narrow hallway. Greater than sign.
North again.
N. N. Grail room. Greater than sign.
So back to the Grail room. So here we go up so we can go and get the bell.
Up. Temple. This is the west end of a large temple. On the south wall is an ancient inscription, probably a period of forgotten language. The north wall is solid granite. The entrance of the west end of the room is through huge marble pillars. Lying in the corner of the room is a small brass bell. Command.
So get bell.
G. E. T. B. E. L. Get bell. Taken. Command.
So we go east to the altar.
E. E. Altar. On the altar is a large black book. Open to page 569. On the two ends of the altar are burning candles. Command.
Here we need to get everything in the room. So
G. E. T. A. L. L.
get all.
Get all. Book. Taken. Pair of candles. Taken. Command.
So we need to go back down to the cave system. So let's go west.
W. W. Temple. Greater than sign.
West again.
W. W. Grail room. Greater than sign.
Now east to the caves.
E. E. Narrow hallway. This is a narrow hallway. The crawlway leads from north to south. However, the south passage divides to the south and southwest. Command.
And here we go south.
S. Cave. This is a tiny cave with entrances west and north and a dark, forbidding staircase leading down. Command.
And then we go down to Hades.
D. Down. Entrance to Hades. You are outside a large gateway on which is inscribed Abandon every hope. All you can enter here. The gate is open. Through it you can see a desolation with a pile of mangled corpses in one corner. Thousands of voices lamenting some hideous fate can be heard. The way through the gate is marked by evil spirits who jeer at your attempts to pass. Command. S. A. V. E.
So we're going to do a quick save here.
Cancel. But text field is editing. Cat page. A. D. E. S. Save. Okay. Command.
Okay, so we're at Hades, and what we need to do here is ring the bell.
R. R. G. B. A. L. Ring bell. Ding. Dong. The bell suddenly becomes red hot and falls to the ground. The wraiths, as if paralyzed, stop their jeering and slowly turn to face you. On their ashen faces, the expression of a long-forgotten terror takes shape. In your confusion, the candles drop to the ground, and they're out. Command greater than.
Now we need to get those candles back, so get candles.
G. E. T. C. A. N. D. Get candles. Taken. Command greater than.
Now, what we're going to do now is light the match and light the candle. If the candles don't flicker and dance around, you've done something wrong. Go back and have a look. You should have 646 points here shortly. So we're going to light match with candle. Light match.
L. I. G. H. T. Space. A. T. H. Light match. One of the matches starts to burn. Command greater than. L. I. A. Space. Light. C. A. N. D. I. A. T. H.
Light candles with match.
Light candles with match. The candles are lighted. The flames flicker wildly and appear to dance. The earth beneath your feet trembles, and your legs nearly buckle beneath you. The spirits cower at your unearthly power. Command greater than.
Okay, so here we need to read book.
R. E. A. D. Space. Read. B. O. O. K. Read book. Commandment number 12,592. O ye who go about saying unto each, Hello, sailor, dost thou know the magnitude of thy sin before Nicholas? Yea, verily, thou shalt be drowned between two stones. Surely angry gods cast thy body into the whirlpool? Surely thy eye shall be put out with a sharp stick. Even unto the ends of the earth shalt thou wander, and unto the land of the dead shalt thou be sent at last. Surely thou shalt repent of thy cunning. The match is gone out. Each word of the prayer reverberates through the hall in a deafening confusion. As the last word fades, a voice, loud and commanding, speaks, Be gone, fiends. A heart-stopping scream fills the cavern, and the spirits, sensing a greater power, flee through the walls. Command greater than.
So let's see what we're carrying.
You're carrying a pair of candles, a book, a matchbook, a map. Command D. R. O. P. Space. Drop. A. N. D.
Drop candles. We need to drop the candles here to make them go out quicker.
Drop candles. Dropped. D. R. O. P. Space. M. A. T. C. H.
Drop matches. We don't need them.
Drop match. Dropped. Command greater than.
So let's go east into Hades.
E. E. Land of the living dead. You have entered the land of the living dead. A large desolate room. Although it is apparently uninhabited, you can hear the sounds of thousands of lost souls weeping and moaning. In the east corner attack the remains of dozens of previous adventurers who were less fortunate than yourself. To the east is an ornate passage, apparently recently constructed. A passage exits to the west. Command greater than.
Okay, from here we're going to go east to the tomb and wait for the crypt to be unlocked. So let's go east.
Tomb of the Unknown Implementer. This is the Tomb of the Unknown Implementer. A hollow voice says, that's not debug, it's a feature. In the north wall of the room is the crypt of the implementers. It is made of the finest marble, and apparently large enough for 4 headless corpses. The crypt is closed. Above the entrance is the cryptic inscription. Feel free. There are 4 heads here, mounted securely on poles. There is a large pile of empty Coke bottles here, evidently produced by the implementers during their long struggle to win totally. There is a gigantic pile of line printer output here. Although the paper once contained useful information, almost nothing can be distinguished now. Command greater than.
Okay, touch nothing in this room, especially those heads. If you touch those heads, a wraith will appear and you'll end up dying, so touch nothing. So what we're going to do now, we're going to have to wait until a wraith appears and unlocks that crypt door for us. So when you hit Z, it's like having another turn and it makes the time go quicker.
Z, wait. Time passes. Command greater than. Z, wait. Time passes. Command greater than.
It can be a bit slow, so just wait for the wraith.
I beg your pardon. Z, wait. Time passes. Command greater than. Z, wait. Time passes. Command greater than. Z, wait. Time passes. Command greater than.
Keep going.
Z, wait. Time passes. Command greater than.
Man, this is boring.
Z, wait. Time passes. Command greater than. 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 Z, wait. Time passes. Suddenly a sinister wraith-like figure, cloaked and hooded, appears seeming to float in the air before you. In a low, almost inaudible voice he says, I welcome you to the ranks of the chosen Zork. You have persisted through many trials and tests, and have overcome them all, dispelling the darkness of ignorance and danger. One such as yourself is fit to join even the implementers. He then raises his oaken staff, and chuckling, drifts away like a wisp of smoke, his laughter fading in the distance. Command greater than.
Okay, so here we open door.
Open door. The door of the crypt is extremely heavy, but it opens easily. Command greater than.
So we go north into the tomb.
Crypt. Though large and aesthetically pleasing, the marble crypt is empty. The sarcophagi, bodies, and rich treasure to be expected in a tomb of this magnificence are missing. Inscribed on one wall is the motto of the implementers. Feel free. There is a door leading out to the crypt to the south. The door is open. Command greater than.
So we need to close door.
C-L-O-S-E-D-O. Closed door. The crypt is closed. Command greater than.
Okay, so we need to turn the lamp off here. It has to be dark before we can get to the next stage. Now this next stage, you cannot save or restore any part of the game from here on in. So just be aware and just follow my instructions carefully. So turn lamp off.
T-U-R-N space L-A-M-O-F. Turn lamp off. The lamp is now off. It is now pitch dark in here. Command greater than.
Now we'll disappear and reappear in the last part of the game. Like I said, you can't save or restore the game from this point onwards.
Z, wait. Time passes. Command greater than. Z, wait. Time passes. Suddenly, as you wake in the dark, you begin to feel somewhat disoriented. The feeling passes, but something seems different. As you regain your composure, the cloaked figure appears before you and says, you are now ready to face the ultimate challenge of Zork. Should you wish to do this somewhat more quickly in the future, you will be given a magic phrase which will at any time transport you by magic to this point. To select the phrase, say, incant less than word greater than, and you will be told your own magic phrase to use by saying, incant, ellipsis, less than phrase greater than, ellipsis, good luck, and choose wisely. Top of stairs. You're standing at the top of a flight of stairs that lead down to a passage below. Dim light, as from torches, can be seen in the passage. Behind you the stairs lead into a untouched rock. Command greater than.
So let's go down the stairs to the stone room.
D, down. Stone room. You're standing near one end of a long, dimly lit hall. At the south stone, stairs ascend. To the north, the corridor is illuminated by torches set high in the walls, out of reach. On one wall is a red button. Command greater than.
Okay, do not touch that red button just yet. So we're going to go north to a small room.
N. Small room. You are in a small room, with narrow passages exiting to the north and south. A narrow red beam of light crosses the room at the north end, inches above the floor. Command greater than.
So just do an inventory check to see what you're carrying.
You're carrying a lamp, a sword. Command greater than.
Okay, I'm carrying a lamp and a sword, so that red beam of light, we need to stop that. So we're going to drop the sword into the red beam.
D-R-O space R-A-D D-E-R-S-O sword space R-A-D.
So I'm going to drop sword in red.
Drop sword in red. The beam is now interrupted by a sword lying on the floor. Command greater than.
Now I'm going to go back to the stone room.
S. Stone room. You're standing near one end of a long, dimly lit hall. At the south stone, stairs ascend. To the north, the corridor is illuminated by torches set high in the walls, out of reach. On one wall is a red button. Command greater than.
Now we're going to press the red button.
P-R-A-S space R-A-D space B-U-T-T. Press red button. The button becomes depressed. Command greater than.
Now we go back north to the small room with that beam of light is.
N. Small room. There is an office sword here. Command greater than.
And we're going to go north again to a larger room where there's a mirror.
N. Hallway. This is a part of the long hallway. The east and west walls are dressed stone. In the center of the hall is a shallow stone channel. In the center of the room, the channel widens into a large hole around which is engraved the compass rose. A passage enters from the south. A large mirror fills the north side of the hallway. The mirror is mounted on a panel which has been opened outward. Command greater than.
So push panel.
P-U-S-H-P-A-N. Push panel. The wooden panel moves slightly inward as you push and back out when you let go. Command E-N-T-E-R. Space.
Once you do that, just type in enter, nothing else.
Enter. Inside mirror. You are inside a rectangular box of wood whose structure is rather complicated. Four sides of the roof are filled in, and the floor is open. As you face the side opposite the entrance, two short sides of carved and poles split to your left and right. The left panel is mahogany, the right pine. The wall you face is red on its left half and black on its right. On the entrance side, the wall is white opposite the red part of the wall it faces, and yellow opposite the black section. The painted walls are at least twice the length of the painted ones. The ceiling is painted blue. In the floor is a stone channel about 6 inches wide and a foot deep. The channel is oriented in a north-south direction. In the exact center of the room, the channel widens into a circular depression perhaps 2 feet wide. Incised in the stone around this area is a compass rose. Running from one short wall to the other at about waist height is a wooden bar, carefully carved and drilled. This bar is pierced in 2 places. The first hole is in the center of the bar, and thus the center of the room. The second is at the left end of the room, as you face opposite the entrance. Through each hole runs a wooden pole. The pole at the left end of the bar is short, extending about 2 foot above the bar, and ends in a hand grip. The pole has been dropped into a hole carved into the stone floor. The long pole at the center of the bar extends from the ceiling through the bar to the circular area in the stone channel. This bottom end of the pole has a T-bar a bit less than 2 feet long attached to it, and on the T-bar is carved an arrow. The arrow and T-bar are pointing west. Command greater than.
Okay, I hope you got all that information and know what you have to do. Yeah, good luck with that one. Alright, so what we need to do now, you need to follow my instructions quite closely. One mistake and you'll die. Okay, so what we need to do is lift a short pole.
L-I-F-T space H-H-S-A-O-R-T-P-O-L-E. Lift short pole. The pole is slightly above the floor. Command break P-U-S-H-R-E-D.
So we need to push red panel twice, so just push red, and we need to do that twice.
G. Push red. You can't see any such thing. P-U-S-H-R-E-D. Push red. The strike to rotate. G. Again. The strike to rotate clockwise. The arrow on the compass rose now indicates north. The mirror quietly swings shut. Command greater than.
Okay, now we need to lower the short pole.
L-O-W-E-R-T-P-O-L-E. Lower short pole. The pole is lowered into the channel. Command P-U-S-H space M-A-H.
Now, this next step, we need to push mahogany 3 times. When you spell mahogany, all you'll need to type is M-A-H. It will fill the rest in. So we need to do this quite quickly, because if we don't, we can be killed by some stone guards. So it's push mahogany 3 times.
Push mahogany. The structure slides north and stops over G. Again. The structure slides north and stops over G.
3.
Again. The structure slides north and stops over another compass rose. Command greater than.
Now lift short pole again.
L-I-F-T-P-O-L-E. Lift short pole. The pole is slightly above the floor. P-U-S-H-R-E-D.
Now this time we're going to push red 4 times.
Push red. The structure rotates clockwise. The arrow on the compass rose now indicates north. G.
2.
Again. The structure rotates clockwise. G.
3.
Again. The structure rotates clockwise. G.
4.
Again. The structure rotates clockwise. The arrow on the compass rose now indicates south. Command greater than.
Now we push pine once.
P-U-S-A space. Push. P-I-N-E. Push pine. The pine wall swings open. Command greater than.
Now we go north.
G-O space N-O-R-T-H. Go north. As you leave, the door swings shut. Dungeon entrance. You are in a north-south hallway which ends in a large wooden door. The south side of the room is divided by a wooden wall into small hallways to the southeast and southwest. The wooden door has a barred panel in it just about head height. The panel is closed and the door is closed. Command greater than.
Now this door is where we have to answer those multiple choice questions I mentioned right at the very start of the game. So what we need to do now is knock on door to get the dungeon master's attention. So knock on door.
K-N-O-C space O-N-D-O-O. Knock on door. The knock reverberates along the hall. For a time it seems there will be no answer. Then you hear someone unlatching a small wooden panel. Through the bars of the grand door, the wrinkled face of an old man appears. He gazes down at you and intones as follows. I am the master of the dungeon, whose task it is to ensure that none but the most scholarly and masterful adventurers are admitted into the secret realms of the dungeon. To ascertain whether you meet the stringent requirements laid down by the great implementers, I will ask 3 questions which should be easy for one of reputed excellence to answer. You have undoubtedly discovered their answers during your travels through the dungeon. Should you answer each of these questions correctly within 5 attempts, then I am obliged to acknowledge your skill daring and admit you to these regions. All answers should be in the form answer less than answer greater than. The booming voice asks, from which room can one enter the robber's hideaway without passing through the Cyclops room? Apostrophe. Command greater than. A-N-S-E-R space. Answer.
Answer, and I think it's temple.
T-E-M-P-L-E. Answer temple. The dungeon master says excellent. The booming voice asks, what object in the dungeon is haunted? Apostrophe. Command greater than. A-N-S-W-E-R space. Answer.
Answer, and I think it's rusty knife.
R-U-S-T-Y space K-N-I. Answer rusty knife. The dungeon master says excellent. The booming voice asks, the taking of which object offends the ghosts? Apostrophe. Command greater than. A-N-S-W-E-R space. Answer.
remember right at the very start of the game where I said that skeleton, if you touch it, the ghost will kill you? That's the answer, skeleton.
skeleton. Enter skeleton. The Dungeon Master says excellent. The Dungeon Master, obviously pleased, says you are indeed a master of law. I'm proud to be at your service. The massive wooden door swings open, and the master motions for you to enter. Command great then.
So just type in enter.
Enter. Narrow corridor. You are in a narrow north-south corridor. At the south end is a door, and at the north end is an east-west corridor. The door is open. The Dungeon Master follows you. Command great then.
So here we go, north along the corridor.
South corridor. You are in an east-west corridor which turns north at its eastern and western ends. The walls of the corridor are marble. An additional passage leads south at the center of the corridor. The Dungeon Master follows you. Command great then.
Now we turn into the west corridor.
West corridor. This is a corridor with polished marble walls. The corridor widens into larger areas as it turns east at its northern and southern ends. The Dungeon Master follows you. Command great then.
Now we go along the north corridor again.
North corridor. This is a large east-west corridor which opens onto a northern parapet at its center. You can see flames and smoke as you peer towards the parapet. The corridor turns south at its east and west ends, and due south is a massive wooden door. In the door is a small window barred with iron. The door is closed. The Dungeon Master follows you. Command great then.
So let's go north to the parapet.
Parapet. You're standing behind a stone retaining wall which rims a large parapet overlooking a fiery pit. It is difficult to see through the smoke and flame which fills the pit, but it seems to be more or less bottomless. It also extends upward out to sight. The pit itself is a roughly dressed stone circular in shape. It is about 200 feet in diameter. The flames generate considerable heat, so it is rather uncomfortable standing here. There is an object here which looks like a sundial. On it are indicator arrow N. In the center, a large button. On the face of the dial, numbers 1 through 8. The indicator points to the number 1. The Dungeon Master follows you. Command great then.
Okay, so there's numbers 1 through to 8 and a dial, and there's a button. So, okay, so what we need to do, this is not a combination lock. When I first tried, I thought it was a combination lock. It's not a combination lock. So the first thing we do is turn dial to 4.
space D-I-A-M space 2 4. Turn dial to 4. The dial now points to 4. Command great then.
Now press button.
P-R-E-S-S-B-U-T-T. Press button. The button depresses with a slight click and pops back. The cell door is now closed. Command great then.
Okay, now we turn the dial to any other number that you like. I'm quite lazy. I'm going to turn the dial to 1.
T-E-R-M space D-I-A-L space 2 1. Turn dial to 1. The dial now points to 1. Command great then.
Okay, right. Don't press the button just yet. What we need to do is get the master to stay in this room.
M-A-S-T-E-R, comma, space. S-T-A-Y, master, stay. If you wish, he replies. The Dungeon Master says, I will stay, apostrophe. Command great then.
So let's go south back into the corridor.
North corridor. This is a large east-west corridor which opens onto a northern parapet at its center. You can see flames and smoke as you peer towards the parapet. The corridor turns south at its east and west ends, and due south is a massive wooden door. In the door is a small window barred with iron. The door is closed. Command great then.
So open door.
Open door. The wooden door opens. Command great then. E-T-E-R space D-O-O.
Enter door.
Enter you. You can't see any such thing. E-T-E-R space D-O-O. Enter door. Prison cell. You are in a featureless prison cell. You can see the east-west corridor outside the open wooden door in front of you. Behind you is a bronze door which seems to be closed. Command great then.
Okay, so what we need to do now is get the master to press the button.
M-A-S-T-E-R, comma, space, P-R-E-S-S, space, press, S-S-E-E-S-S, space, B-U-T-T. Master, press button. The button depresses with a slight click and pops back. The cell door is now closed. Command great then.
So open bronze door.
O-B-R-O-N-Z-D-O-O. Open bronze door. The bronze door opens. On the other side of the door is a narrow passage which opens out into a larger area. Command great then.
So go north.
N.
And I think this will be the end.
N. Treasury of Zork. This is a room of large size, richly appointed and decorated in a style that bespeaks exquisite taste. To judge from its contents, it is the ultimate storehouse of the treasures of Zork. There are chests here containing precious jewels, mountains of Zork row paintings, ancient statuary, and beguiling curios. In one corner of the room is a bookcase boasting such volumes as the history of the Great Underground Empire, the lives of the 12 Flatheads, the wisdom of the Implementers, and other informative and inspiring works. On one wall is a completely annotated map of the Great Underground Empire, showing points of interest, various troves of treasure, and indicating the locations of several superior scenic views. On a desk at the far end of the room may be found stock certificates representing a controlling interest in Frobars Co. International, the multinational conglomerate and parent company of the Frobars Magic Boat Company, etc. As you gleefully examine your newfound riches, the Dungeon Master himself materializes beside you and says, now that you have solved all the mysteries of the dungeon, it is time for you to assume your rightly earned place in the scheme of things. Long have I waited for one capable of releasing me from my burden. He taps you lightly on the head with his staff, mumbling a few well-chosen spells, and you feel yourself changing, growing older and more stooped. For a moment, there are two identical mages staring at each other among their treasure. Then you watch as your counterpart dissolves into a mist and disappears, a sardonic grin on his face. Comma, 3 stars. You have won. Totally, 3 stars. Your score in the endgame would be 100, total 100 points, in 913 moves. The score gives you a rank of Dungeon Master. Would you like to restart, restore or save game or quit? Command great then.
Congratulations, you've done the game. You finished it completely. Huge letdown. It's just you turn into the Dungeon Master yourself. So that's it, it's game over. So well done. Now, if you like what I've done, please make sure you hit that like button. I really need you to do that to help my channel out very much. Thank you very much, and I'll see you if there's another game.